When performing maintenance on new energy vehicles, we must always maintain safety awareness to ensure personal safety. Before maintenance, it is necessary to disconnect the high-voltage power. During operations involving the powertrain, the power supply must be cut off to prevent electric shock. During operation, it is essential to follow the procedures, wear insulating gloves and other protective equipment, and use insulated tools. The safety operating procedures for electrical circuits must be followed during vehicle maintenance. Today, I will share with you the standardized power disconnection procedures for new energy vehicles. Suppose you have been assigned to repair the high-voltage system of a new energy vehicle, and you must disconnect the high-voltage power before maintenance according to the manufacturer's technical specifications. Do you know standardized operation? To ensure the safety of new energy vehicles during maintenance, the power battery pack system is generally equipped with a manual service disconnect (MSD). The MSD ensures the safety of technicians working on new energy vehicles in high-voltage environments or in response to emergencies. It can quickly disconnect the high-voltage circuit, making maintenance work safer. Disconnecting the manual service disconnect during high-voltage system maintenance can directly disconnect the high-voltage circuit, ensuring the safety of maintenance personnel. If there is a short-circuit risk in the high-voltage system, the fuse in the manual service disconnect will blow to protect the high-voltage system. Due to the involvement of high-voltage safety, the standardized operation of the manual service disconnect is very important. Improper operation can not only cause vehicle malfunctions but also pose the risk of high-voltage arcing. What's the proper way of disconnecting the manual service disconnect? 1. The manual service disconnect is used only in special circumstances, such as vehicle maintenance or electric leakage alarms. In non-special circumstances, operation of the manual service disconnect is not allowed. 2. The manual service disconnect should be operated by professional personnel, or at least the operator should be properly trained. 3. During operation, the operator must wear necessary personal protective equipment, such as insulating gloves and insulated rubber shoes, with a voltage rating higher than the maximum voltage of the battery pack. 4. After pulling out the manual service disconnect handle, it must be properly stored until the maintenance is complete to avoid misoperation. 5. After disconnecting the manual service disconnect, wait at least 5 minutes before performing maintenance, to ensure the residual electricity in the high-voltage circuit has been discharged. Note that there are no laws and regulations stipulating the configuration of the manual service disconnect. At present, it is a functional component configured by each manufacturer, so some new energy vehicles do not have this switch. When repairing the high-voltage system of a new energy vehicle, high-voltage power disconnection must be performed. The specific process is as follows. Step 1. Assign a supervisor and ensure they are certified for the maintenance and repair of high-voltage electrical components. A full-time supervisor must be assigned. The supervisor oversees the inspection of tools and equipment, checks if personal protective equipment meets requirements, supervises the entire operation process, inspects the results, and directs the power supply. In principle, the operator is required to have a Special Operations Electrician certificate issued by the National Safety Supervision Bureau. If the operator does not have a certificate, a training instructor must be present to guide the operation, ensuring personal safety. Step 2. Inspect the site environment and set up isolation barriers and warning signs. Check the site operation environment, ensuring there are no flammable materials or unrelated metal objects around. Set up isolation around the vehicle under maintenance. Unauthorized personnel should not enter the site. Unrelated tools should not be brought into the work area. Metal tools that must be used should have insulated handles. Place high-voltage danger warning signs in prominent locations near the ground or the vehicle. Step 3. Inspect protective gear and check insulated shoes, insulated helmets. Insulating gloves. And safety goggles for the correct voltage withstand rating. Place and inspect insulating mats to ensure their insulation performance. Step 4. Inspect instruments and meters, and confirm that the multimeter and insulation resistance tester have no appearance damage and function properly. Step 5. Turn off the vehicle power and place the key in a safe location. Turn off the vehicle power, ensure the ignition switch background light is off, and remove the key from the smart key system detection range. The key can be locked in the maintenance cabinet or kept by the operator to ensure no one else can access it. Step 6. Disconnect the auxiliary battery negative connection. Disconnect the auxiliary battery negative cable and cover the battery negative terminal with a cap or wrap it with insulating tape. Step 7. Disconnect the manual service disconnect and store it properly. Generally, new energy vehicles are equipped with a manual service disconnect. Disconnect the manual service. Disconnect before performing maintenance on new energy vehicles. After disconnecting the manual service disconnect, cover the connector with a cap or insulating tape. Wait 5 minutes, discharge the high voltage capacitors of the new energy vehicle. Lock the manual service disconnect in the maintenance cabinet for safe storage. And place a danger high voltage warning sign at the removed location. Step 8. Disconnect the high and low voltage connectors of the power battery. Wear insulated protective gear. First, disconnect the low voltage connector of the power battery. Then disconnect the high voltage connector of the power battery. Step 9. Test and discharge electricity. After disconnecting the high voltage connector of the power battery, test the power busbar voltage. The positive and negative busbar voltages should be less than 5 volts. If the busbar has residual charge, use discharge equipment to discharge it, ensuring the power battery busbar is free of electricity. Safety is paramount. Before repairing new energy vehicles, it is essential to take proper safety precautions. Only after properly disconnecting the high voltage power Can the high-voltage electrical system of the new energy vehicle be repaired? After the high-voltage electrical system is maintained or repaired, the supervisor must check and determine if it can be powered on. The supervisor should carefully check if the circuit meets the requirements and ensure that personnel are at a safe distance. Please consider the following two questions. 1. What's the operational procedure for high-voltage disconnection of new energy vehicles? 2. Why is it necessary to wait 5 minutes after disconnecting the MSD before performing other maintenance tasks?